So over the past 10 years, I've noticed that the intellectual dishonesty of the left seems to have no bounds. If the left had their own Sir Edmund Hillary climbing up their mountain of lies, propaganda, and bullshit, that person would have to be Cenk of the Young Turks. The Young Turks is owned by Al Jazeera. What else do I have to say? See, lately the Young Turks have been taking Republican campaign ads and trying to attribute false malice to them and slander them with accusations of racism and bigotry. And it's so dishonest. Watch this clip, guys, and we'll talk about it.
Take a look.
Stay tuned for a special message.
We want to say thank you.
Thank you, Bruce Rauner.
Thank you for signing legislation that lets me use the girls' bathroom.
Thank you for making all Illinois families pay for my abortions.
Thank you, Bruce Rauner, for opposing law enforcement and making Illinois a sanctuary state for illegal immigrants.
So, that was an ad run by a Republican gubernatorial candidate in Illinois against another Republican. The ad features these stereotypes from the left, but those stereotypes exist for a reason. There are a lot of trans people out there who are obsessed with their trans identity. You do have a lot of feminists out there who are entitled and wear pussy hats and hate men. You do have a lot of ANTIFA dudes out there who live in their mom's basement, wear all black and masks, and hate the police. It might be a little silly, though. And if the Young Turks wanted to attack this ad, they could very much go after the low-hanging fruit of it being silly. But instead of going after low-hanging fruit, they go after the fruit that doesn't even exist.
Wow. Jump in.
My favorite part of that Unreal ad was the white guy pretending to be a Latino by putting a bandana on. Well, I would gotta give credit to the Latinos in the state of Illinois because apparently none of them would go in that ad.
Right, exactly. Like who would be crazy enough to be in
the white guy pretending to be a Latino by putting a bandana on. White guy pretending to be a Latino by putting a bandana on. The white guy pretending to be a Latino by putting a bandana on.
So I'm not sure how wearing a bandana makes you a Mexican. So I put one of my best scientists on it. I have a friend who works for Mexico's version of NASA. Let me call him up right now. Hey, Jose! No way, Jose. Okay, Jose. Send me that data now. Thank you. Bye. That was an epic fail. You know that cost me $50 and my old sofa? Alright, so if you have been alive on this planet for 10 years and you have eyeballs that work, you know that that was supposed to be Antifa, right? Spoiled white kid, wearing all black, bandana hiding his face, talking crap about police. That is universal for Antifa. Nobody in the whole world would see this guy and say, oh, that's a Mexican. Maybe if he was wearing a big sombrero and going, ¿Dónde están los frijoles? Maybe somebody would think that's a Mexican then. But that guy, everybody knows that that was supposed to be an Antifa idiot. The intellectual dishonesty from Cenk in this is just so unbelievable. It's so cringy. And then to back up his lie, he then goes on to say how the casting was, prohibitive of Mexicans or something. Like he was there, like they were like, oh, you're brown, but you're too fat and old, so you're not going to work for this role. I mean, just ridiculous, guys. And the worst part about this is that some of these viewers of the Young Turks buy into this crap. Just go read the comments section. I mean, it's disgusting.
Being a Republican incumbent with a world of money behind her. Is it because they're that racist and they're like, oh, you're racist against Latinos, et cetera, et cetera? I can't wait to give you money. Perhaps so, but at least some proof is in that pudding, but.
So my favorite saying is leftists always project. And that is so apropos, because here you have a guy who calls himself a feminist, who is the most racist person on all of YouTube, who is a literal puppet for billionaire globalists and Saudi elites. And he is accusing a female Republican candidate of being a racist and a billionaire puppet. And it's so disgusting, this kind of slander, this kind of projection we see from the left. And you know what? It's why we're winning. Because a lot of people wake up to this. A lot of people see right through it, especially with stuff like this. And if you don't see right through this, you are so stupid. You should not have the right to vote. In fact, you should have one right, and that is to smoke one cigarette before we toss you out the helicopter. I'm out.
Give us the food, the roots, the radicals. Give us the food, you know